It's not as science fiction-y, it's like medieval. Basically, fantasy is medieval sci-fi in a lot of ways. And sci-fi is sci-fi, right? I mean, that's a good way of putting it, right? Hello, and welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Once again, I am here playing this game where we have everything here available. I have understanding. That's next. And I also have respect, which is like, ooh, okay. But first we're going to do understanding. Do both playthroughs, and we'll keep going from there. So, begin side story. Yes. The club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door, causing Monica and Sayori to turn their heads. I wasn't paying attention at the moment. I'm sorry. Door opens halfway, then stops. Face peeks inside. Face that seems familiar. Ah! There she is. Just a little bit too loud. Yuri. Sayori. Monica. Sayori's eyes widening, recognizing the girl. She's very conspicuously mouths to Monica, "It's her! It's the girl!" It's true, the girl standing in the door is none other than the girl Sayori had come across reading alone in the classroom. Thanks to Monica leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she's found her way to the club. Hold on, this is still too loud. But, are you here for the literature club by any chance? Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please come inside. The girl fully steps in the door but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sayori continues to fail containing her excitement. It's happening. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry it's a little empty. I'm Monica and this is Sayori. We run a literature club, even though it's just us so far. But what's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Everyone's welcome here. You don't have to be good enough. Oh. Do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So, what's your name? Yuri. I'm Sayori, and this is Monica. Sayori, nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? Like books? Yuri smiles at Monica. Fantasy is cool. Yes, have you heard of Annabelle DuPont? DuPont. I have not. Is that an actual author, or... is that an actual person? I don't know. I can't say that I have. Wait, wasn't there a ding? Yes, there was. One ding for thing. Oh, well, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book, and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheeks in joy. Cute hedgehog face. You can borrow my books. I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. I have a book you can read. It's called Under the Oak Tree. You probably have already read it, though, Yuri. Monica stammers, caught completely off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Yuri, silently asking for help. I'd love to. Sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. Ding. I am so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid. I left all my books in the locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back. I'll go get them for you. You probably don't need to bring one for now. Sayori nervously says that, knowing herself, considerably heftiness of the book that Yuri set down on her desk. True. Okay, I'll go get the first one then. She keeps all her books in the locker? Interesting. Yuri exits the club room in a flash. It's the fastest she'll move. Monica and Sayori silently exchanging glances. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have no experience with fantasy except maybe stuff I read when I was a kid, but that's probably like a joke compared to what she's into. Ding. I should probably just do ding. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but what if this is your only interest? Doesn't that seem kind of like that? And what's wrong with that? It's a book. It's literature, Monica. Monica, don't you think you should be more optimistic? We have a new club member. That should be room for anything but being happy. I'm excited to get to know her more, aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being so hasty. I just got really anxious all of a sudden. It's because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. Haha, what the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point out things like that, Sayori. Ding. It's just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Ding. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You'd probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. Maybe you could take a break from helping me with the administration stuff and just focus spending time on her. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Besides, Sayori lowers her voice. I'm probably going to need all the time I can get. Oh, come on, don't be... She taps her finger against the dauntingly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk. Right afterwards, the door opens to reveal Yuri's return. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which combined with the short time gone, indicates that she must have ran at least a part of the way. She makes her way backwards to Yuri and sets the book down on her desk. Just as Yuri feared, the book Yuri brought for her is about as equal to the size of one already on Yuri's desk. There's no books in... Wait, is that the manga collection that's back there? That is the manga. The manga collection back there. Well, there's probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There are some little things that explain other books that take place in the same universe, so this would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. You're just really jumping into it, aren't you, Yuri? Sayori nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just get to know each other a little bit more. You know, I think, like, if we're going to be reading together, I would like that. Across the room, Monica smiles and nods to Sayori while Yuri isn't looking. Oh, okay. Yuri sits down and looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication he has anything more to add. So, what made you decide to want to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea that someone was starting a literature club. That's my fault since I've been paying attention to any club recruiting advertisements. I only found out because Yuri glances over at Monica. Monica came to my classroom and put a flyer on my desk. Suddenly, Yuri's face darkens and she shakes her head at herself. I was so stupid, I got too nervous and I couldn't even look up, so she just walked out. It took me several days to come here because I was afraid that Monica told everyone how inconsiderate I was, but I decided that probably was irrational. Wait, no, that wasn't totally my fault. I felt so bad interrupting you, I just, walked out. I was actually really hoping that you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief. I always seem to interpret things as the worst possible scenario, but I was really nervous to come here for some other reasons too, such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I have a really hard time having to meet large people of new people why am I having trouble with this sentence? But I have a really hard time having to meet a large number of new people at once. So it's actually amazing that it's just the two of you. I definitely came at the right time. Aw, that makes me happy. I'm proud of you for working up the courage to come. Yuri smiles warmly to herself. I've never really had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's so hard to find others who are doing the same things I am, except online. So I thought the literature club would provide a chance for me to do that. So you like being online, Yuri? What websites do you go to, Yuri, that talk about literature? Do they talk about Under the Oak Tree? Seriously, you should read it. It's a good book. What kind of other things are you into? Like genres? I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature. Oh, just things you think are dumb. Sayori pauses, a look of concern on her face. How about I tell you something I'm into, and then you tell me something you're into? I suppose that'd be okay? Okay. Well, I'm pretty into, crafty things. Like making little collages or decorating things, like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends, but then I put it off to the last minute. So yeah, that's something silly that I'm into. You sound quite creative. Not that much, just thought you'd be surprised how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. So I have to share something now I'm into, right? Sayori nods. Well, I guess I'm into nature. And I'm thinking of the Agitated Hedgehog for her voiceover of this portion. So, I love nature. Monica, I'm going to start a nature club. No, you're not. You're stuck here with me now. I'm not. Oh, yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you as vice president of the literature club. There, now you're stuck with me. Hey, don't give me responsibilities. I mean, if you started your own club, Sarah, you'd be the president of it. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward having gotten cut off. I like going to the woods or the park, just a place where you can walk or sit and not have any people around. It's peaceful. Just have to kind of remove myself from everything that matters, let me racing mind operate autonomously for a while. When do you like to do that? It just depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like I need it. Well, I feel like I would never have time to do something like that, twice in a sentence. I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do if you don't let it slip through your fingers. Three continue their conversation, led primarily by Sayori, but with Monica chiming in there and then as well. Monica intended to leave it to Sayori and focus on her own work, but she found it difficult not to join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more. Well, it looks like we should be wrapping up for today. So are you two going to be starting on that book the next couple of evenings? That's the plan. I'm so excited. Sayori beams. That's the always thing with Sayori. She always beams. Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves. That's a tongue twister. Yuri wordlessly waves to Sayori and Monica with a gentle smile. Bye. As Yuri exits, Yuri enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayori and Monica are left in the club room. Sayori, you're a lifesaver. I didn't do anything, I just talked. Still, besides, it really lifted my mood. It feels really nice when I put my energy towards other people like that. She was really excited to be included, you know? Made me happy. There's no doubt in my mind she's going to have a great time here with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book with her next meeting? I'm kind of scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of a new club member, it seems like everyone has their spirits lifted with something new to look forward to. So it's a brand new day. Da, 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 da. Drink my smoothie. Another day ends. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to find only Sayori in the club room. It's the club time again. Monica went to the computer lab, so it's just us today, okay? Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. I'm sorry about yesterday. Sayori tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri's talking about. Well, I mean the way I got already excited to share my books and how you had to stop me so we could talk first. It was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited I forgot to think about everyone else in the club, so Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was just cute how excited you were. Well, still, I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it. Huh? Why? Because I know they were just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's obviously that nobody was truly interested. But if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing. I've already decided to join the club, so you don't have to so hard to try to entice me. That's not what I was doing. A moment of uncomfortable silence stretches between the two of them. And the thing goes, oh, there we go. I was going to say, the thing went blank until she just popped up. Well, the thing is, we don't even have any club activities yet. I mean, Monica and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly, so it just sounded like something fun that we could do together, reading your books. You know, like as a club activity. That would be okay, right? Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this. There's so many likes in this video. You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can do to help you feel more comfortable here. Sayori pulls up her desk against Yuri's and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Sayori reads the cover of the book. Dusk Bell. Dusk Bell. The only book I can think of with dusk is like no, it's not. Out of the Dust Bowl. Well, I'm thinking it's called Ask the Dust. That's not the name. It's Out of the Dust Bowl. About Midwest things like during the Great Depression. Part 1 of the Everlast Saga. I'm guessing this is just made up by Dan Salvato, because if this was actual books, you would have to get permission. Or are they all part of the lore, perhaps? I don't know. It's Dusk Bell by Annabelle. Sorry, I'm ready now. Oh, right, I should probably get some paper. I've noticed, ever since I watched Agitated Hedgehog's interpretation of how they sound, how she did Yuri, is kind of stuck with me in some ways, the way she phrases it. I'll admit, I still prefer a more husky voice for Yuri. I prefer the more deeper voice, but the personality she gave it is just kind of interesting and fitting. I think it does fit more with Yuri in the context. I don't know, that's what's staying with me. So when I'm looking at Yuri now, that's the version I'm thinking of. Wait, how come you need paper? Oh, it's useful to drop things out sometimes. Like maps, timelines, family trees, or just for taking notes. Like notes? Yes, that's an effective strategy. Exactly. I'm sure it'll be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Sayori's juke flew completely over Yuri's head. But thinking about it, she said it's probably the best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to make it as accessible as possible. I trust you. You're like super smart. Oh, please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't help but hide her light smile and light blush. Gosh. You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in things I have a lot of experience with. That's what intelligence is, Yuri. Intelligence, yeah, maybe academically, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not smart. No, you're smart, because you could do something I can't do, or I could do something you can't do. You're talented in things that, it's not just all academic. That's the problem with things that everything's like, oh, it's all academic. No, it doesn't always need to be all academic. Contrarily, I'm off on anything involving real people. That should be evident from the 2 days I've spent here so far. So in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart. Especially you. No. Sayori rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy. Anyway, would you like to get started? Okay. After the minor diversion between them, the two get back on track with their Planet Club activity. Yuri begins to guide Sayori through the basics of the fantasy world her story takes place in. The more of it she details, the races, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Sayori seems to have. But despite Sayori's expectations, Yuri eloquently guides her through in a way that's fun to follow along. It becomes evidence that the world-building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leaning towards. I can respect that. I do like world-building myself with some things, but yeah. How do people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of what kind of writing that I do. What kind of writing? Oh, like poetry and stuff like that. The things I write are like just putting down the feelings that come to my head, you know? But this is like there must be so much planning and hard work. Ah, you're into poetry. I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's written works, like poetry and folk songs. No way. Yuri giggles, filling Sayori's heart with happiness when she realizes the first time she's heard Yuri laugh. It means Yuri must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading now if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Oh, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see. Sayori jots Yuri is patient into her notes. Hey, that's just for the book. I'm just kidding. But I'm kind of glad you're patient because I need that sometimes. A lot of times. Sayori flips through the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes as silent as two of them begin to read. But the silence only lasts a moment before Sayori speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Ah, well in this context it essentially means that he was proven innocent. It's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Sayori turns the page. Are these footnotes? A lot of the dialogue has cultural references that require explanation to be understood. What are you reading, Dune? No, this is Duskbell. Is Duskbell inspiration by Dune? Because Dusk? Dune? Have you read Dune? That's a sci-fi fantasy book. You'd probably like that. Basically, fantasy is a lot like sci-fi, except it's not as science fiction-y. It's like medieval. Basically, fantasy is medieval sci-fi in a lot of ways. And sci-fi is sci-fi, right? I mean, that's a good way of putting it, right? Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sayori's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, their expressions have been reversed, with Sayori easily navigating social situations, Yuri struggling with them. But the tables have turned. Wait, are they talking about the past right now, or the present? Where? Right here. They're talking about the past. These paragraphs are describing a flashback that Barnes is having. But they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Sayori rubs her temples. Two of them continue with Sayori asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes as she finds herself referring to them somewhat often, and even adding to them. But a reduction in questions comes not from her getting used to reading, but rather her fearing that she'll come across as stupid. You're not stupid. You have to ask questions to understand. It's part of learning. At last, Sayori reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now. Okay. Sayori takes a deep breath and closes what little of the book she's gotten through so far. So what are your thoughts up to this point? Sayori tries to find words. Am I doing well so far? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. But I really like how into it you get. It makes me want to keep going and keep doing my best so I can see it the way you do. Relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses, then shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. But, I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore, that's all. I'm sorry that I made you. What? Yuri leaves. You weren't making me. Sayori's left alone with her words. How did this happen? We were having fun a second ago. It's my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I should have just told her that I enjoyed it. Monica trusted me with this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and I still messed it up. Come on, no. What if she doesn't want to come back? Drowned in guilt, Sayori stares blankly at her desk spread with notes. The book sits next to them. Right. If she wasn't coming back, then she wouldn't have left the book here, right? Unless she just forgot to take it with her. Ah, this is horrible. Was it really because she thought I wasn't enjoying our time together? Or maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough. Probably let her down by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would be having so much more fun. I need to do better for her. Oh, that's the end? Oh. What's this? Oh yeah, I got part 2. What's this? Pictures. Oh, perfect. Finish the side story, understanding. Oh, understanding 1. I'm sorry. And then music. Hug Energy, Dear Sunshine, Candy Hearts, Peachy Pie. I guess I'd have to find out. Is there anything extra that I got? Nope. Don't see anything. Alrighty, well, this is part 1 of understanding, but I'm going to continue into part 2. So thank you for watching this one, and stay tuned to the next one.